What's up, guys? So everybody knows that yesterday the Biden administration enacted gun control measures via executive order. And those three being ghost guns, pistol braces, and red flag laws. Now, ghost guns. A ghost gun is usually referring to an 80% receiver that the person who buys the receiver has to actually finish and mill out in order for it to accept the parts needed to be functional. Without finishing the lower or that receiver, it's essentially a big paperweight or a plastic paperweight if you want to talk about like the 80% Glock lowers that you can buy. Now in the statement released, it even says that these ghost guns don't get used in crimes that often. And I think they said that there was only like 2 high-profile shootings that happened in California that used ghost guns. Most likely one of the Polymer 80 Glock 80% kits. Even though they're not used in crimes, they're just going to take them off. The reason why they don't want them around, because if you build it yourself, you don't need to serialize it. It doesn't need to have a serial number on it. But what that means is you can't sell it. So I can't go buy 180%, mill them all out, and then go sell them to somebody else for a profit. That's illegal unless you got a Type 7 FFL where you can manufacture. Now, they also bragged about how many 80% ghost guns that they have actually confiscated. And that was back when Polymer 80 was having ATF issues and they were going to different areas and confiscating those kits. Now, when it comes to the brace issue, that's kind of personal because I kind of need one, obviously, right? An AR pistol brace really doesn't make an AR that much more concealable. It's still pretty bulky. Unless it was the wintertime and you're wearing a big winter coat, it's still pretty obvious that you're trying to hide or conceal an AR pistol. Now, the one event that they talk about in regards to the pistol brace is the Boulder, Colorado shooter, the Muslim that kind of followed radical Islam teachings and wasn't all there mentally. Apparently, the AR that he had was an AR pistol and it had a brace on it. They're trying to say that it makes it more accurate and much easier to shoot. It's pretty much bullshit, but they're looking for that excuse. Now, the third thing they're talking about is red flag laws. And what that is if someone thinks that I'm a threat to myself, my family, or my neighbors, or anyone, they can call it in to the local police department or the authorities, right? And they can say, hey, Fitty's kind of dangerous. I think he shouldn't have his guns. Then they come and without a warrant, they come and seize my guns because they think that I'm a threat to myself or to people around me. That's doing 2 things. That's saying that I'm guilty before any evidence, before I've ever done anything, kind of like Minority Report, right? They just got a feeling that it might happen. And they're taking my property, unreasonable search and seizures. But I guarantee if these red flag laws go into effect in whatever state they go into effect at, because the Biden administration is just putting out an outline of what states should follow for their red flag laws. I don't care what is said. They shouldn't be enacted at all. Anyone, an American citizen, what have you, everyone is innocent until the state proves guilt. Not that, oh, my neighbor doesn't like me or someone doesn't like me, someone's afraid of me for some reason and thinks that I'm going to harm them. But I mean, what was it that he said earlier when he was campaigning in reference to Trump's executive actions that he took?
The one thing that I have this strange notion, we are a democracy. Some of my Republican friends and some of my Democratic friends even occasionally say, well, if you can't get the votes by executive order, you're going to do something. Things you can't do by executive order unless you're a dictator. We're a democracy. We need consensus.
So only a dictator would run the country through executive action. But that's pretty much what he's doing right now. He's bypassing the legislative process in order to get done what he wants to. And there's something else he said. He said that no constitutional amendment is absolute, saying that from the very beginning, you couldn't have any gun that you wanted. Well, that's news to me and probably would be news to the people that fought during the revolution. I mean, the way we got cannons, they were privately owned, and warships, privately owned sail ships with cannon on them, they were privately owned. That was like a tank back in the day. Those were the big weapons of war back in the day. So we were allowed to have everything, hence the Second Amendment. A well-regulated militia, necessary for the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It's pretty simple. And to the people that want to say regulated, well-regulated militia, regulation means we get to put rules in effect to regulate it. No, you got to think about the term being used in common vernacular at the time. Well-regulated meant well-trained. And what say you? What are your thoughts? What do you think about the new gun control executive actions taken by the Biden administration? How do you feel? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you like my thoughts on it. And don't forget to subscribe. And head over to my Facebook page. And my Facebook page and my Instagram page, they're pretty much where I upload all my memes. And I also upload my video and photography content. I think you guys might like it. But with that, that's all I got. So I'll see you guys next time.